Alright guys, so for anybody that pays any attention, for my post I just made a minute ago about the world and the skill sets and the lack of, um, just in my industry, just to give you a good example, and this could go for welders, plumbers, carpenters, I mean, mechanics, you name it, people with skill sets, and that's a dying deal. It seems like anymore for any position with one skill set, there's 10 involved with it that has none. And that's not talking bad about those people, but that's the world is saturated with it, and it hurts. But a good example is I'll show you right here. This is my industry. This right here is a pretty house of a white oak. That's a big old tree, veneer log. It's got one bump there, but still veneer log, and it goes on up to it. Starts getting some limbs. Like I say, big money tree. Those two logs on the right market probably would bring more than most people make in a week, maybe even two. But with that being said, is it's standing right here on this ravine. I don't know, kind of hard to tell, but probably 30 feet down. And it's right on the edge. And it's hard to see, but it's got a heavy lean right over that ravine, and that ravine's probably 70 feet wide or something like that. So if you cut it across the ravine, there's a good chance it's going to bust that. If it goes into the ravine down in there, if you get it out of there, it's going to be very, very difficult. So really, what this tree needs to do is this tree needs to swing right around the edge of that ravine, even though it's leaned over the ravine and most of the lap is leaned there with it. So effectively, you're going to have to try to swing this tree, and most likely even put a cable up on it or something to give it a little help to hold it up here out of that ravine. To get it on the ground and not bust this tree, because one bad move in there, wham, tree's busted. It's no good for nothing. So with that being said, that takes skill sets, and I'm not saying I'm by no means no super logger, no super great with skills or anything like that, but it does take time, it takes skill, and even if you put a cable in there, it takes two people with somewhat of skill to make that happen safely, because things like that will get you dead, and if it don't get you dead, you've ruined the tree and it's worth nothing to nobody. Pulpwood, basically. And in our industry, we're a dying breed. So it's those are things to think about. It just drives me crazy with our country right now. And like I say, this is not pointing out anybody in my industry. This goes to all industries that are trade industries, and those things are dying out too, because nobody really wants to work. So yeah, something to think about anytime you do anything. It's like, even if you go to a great restaurant and eat good food, even if you had a good waiter, waitress, what have you, nobody a lot of times thinks about how good the cook had to be to make that happen, or how much experience he had. Or if you get your car worked on, or they did a great job putting the deck on your porch. Yeah, you probably talked, there's still some small things that people know, and they'll call their buddy over or do whatever. But a lot of times you've had to go through one or two or three people that's making a big salary that, set the deal up or what have you. So I guess it's just kind of a rant I've thought about for a good while now, but you just see it more and more and more so, what's going on, and what's going on with the tradespeople. And a lot of times with the trade people, we're, if we try to go up on our price whatsoever, we're looked at like we're trying to rob somebody, when we're just struggling to try to make ends meet. So with that being said, this is not a bitch fest. It's just observations I make every day, uh, doing a lot of the things I do. And as the economy probably will tank some, uh, gas and diesel is going to go up, drive everything up. A lot of your industries that are going to suffer the most is the ones that's not essential. Things we've done as hobbies or that we like to do that we'll no longer, be able to afford as things goes up. So those things will probably be some of the first things to get cut out. And a lot of those people was making good money because it's a trade that you know um, they have skills that very few people do have, but it's a specialty market. So again, things to think about. I mean, you may like it, you may hate it, uh, may disagree, you may agree. I mean, everybody's got opinions, and that's fine. I'm good with that too. But I don't know, things to think about, and I appreciate it.